Hello everybody, this will be episode 7 of my little mini-series. And got a treat for you today with these NES games. Remember I mentioned before about 5, that some of them have 5 screws on them. Well, I have 2 of them right here. I'll start out with Commando. And it's got five spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course 5. I already took them out. They look like replacement screws. And these are weird because instead of having those little clips where you have to kind of do this and an angle to get them off, this is just kind of just pops right up like a top. Just comes right off. And again, that's Commando. Let's take a look at the date and see how old this really is. Because they're the first ones that come out. And say, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. 1986. So, I mean, look around at the board here, at the chips. And don't really see the dates on the chips. But this is basically like a 1985, 86. A lot of times the board, it seems like lately, so this is 1986, it could be 1985 or it could be a 1987. It varies by year, or it could be exactly what it is, which is basically 1986. But these are the first games that they come out with, and then I guess they changed the manufacturing of them to 3 screws instead of 5. I guess save money, or they went with a different company or something. But it's legit. It's the probably the oldest games there is, really, or close to it. Because it come out in 85, right? So 84, 85, 86, around that time would be the first run of games, and so they had 5 screws in them instead of 3. So I never thought I'd had 2 games in a row to show you guys this and gals this what I was talking about all those videos ago, about how they had 5 screws for the first one. So, and there's different revisions, and I think that was the first revision that they ever made. And again, that's Commando. And the next one I have, that's also 5, as you can see, 5 screws, is Skykid. And again, they just pop up straight up instead of an angle and an in like those other ones. And that's the board for this old game. And let's take a look at the date on the board. See if we can find a date on it. Wow. I don't see a date. There's no date on the board. Probably was covered up or something when they put it together, because you see how Nintendo over here, you can see that or not, is covered up by this capacitor. There it is, it's under the capacitor. 1987. You can see that. 1987. So yeah, these are the first run of these games, and yep, it's first run of the games that have the 5 screws in them. Again, if you haven't watched my videos or anything, this is your first time watching, I'm making a little series, mini series of my little Nintendo collection. I don't have a whole lot of them, probably 60, 70 or so, and I'm making a little series of showing you each of the boards of each of the games, so they're authentic or they're repos or whatever, and you can compare them if you're a collector or whatever. If you happen to run across these videos, maybe to help some of you out there, be able to compare them. So yeah, that's correct. So that looks about right then. Maybe a question. Some of them are weird, strange, Again, that's Skykid. That one, Skykid, it just keeps going and going unless you beat that UFO right at the end correctly. It'll just keep replaying the level over and over again, and I had a problem with that. I couldn't really beat it, so I got the Game Genie out, and I decided to use the codes on a Game Genie, and even with the Game Genie, I couldn't beat it. You have to defeat that UFO at the end, and I might have beat it. It might have took like a million tries. But even with the Game Genie, some of these NES games are almost impossible to beat, even with them, with the cheat codes, So something to be aware of. But I do have the Game Genie. Maybe I'll make a couple of videos cheating on a couple of games just to get through them. I used to play these games. I used to be really good at them when I was a kid and stuff. Now it's very difficult to even play these games anymore. Because, you play like the newer generation systems like the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox or whatever with the different controllers and stuff. Maybe it has to do with not being used to the controllers, or I'm not as motivated or determined as I was as a kid playing these games. But when I was a kid, I was good at it. But these days, now it's not so much. I guess it's just how your as time goes on, your brain says this isn't as important, as you thought it was, and so maybe that's why reflexes are changing. You just say whatever to it, But back in the day, it meant everything to me as a kid. Because you're comparing with other kids, you want to compete, you wanted to just be, part of something, But these days, as you get older, it's less and less of that. Yeah, there's still some of that in you still, but it's not exactly the same anymore. Okay, there's Dino Riki. See the clips. You can see the clips. It goes in an angle. And then you close it. The clips there. So yeah, that's the difference. But the 5 screw ones were, it was so much easier if you could get the 5 screws out. Back in the day, we didn't have the tools to do all that. As a kid, you couldn't really find those tools anywhere to open these, unless there were replacement screws like Phillips or flatheads or something. Maybe you could get them open that way, but there it is. And for your comparison here. And again, I'll figure out this lighting eventually. You know, it's just, this is just what I have to work with, so it is what it is, like I said in previous videos. Alright, let's take a look at it. $1986, so this is an oldie too. I see I gotta angle it this way because of the light, so you guys can see it better. But I don't have to do that down here on the scope. It's just for the camera I have to adjust it. And of course, you know, they're authentic. I say Nintendo somewhere on them, and most of the time they're all over the place. It's not just in one spot. It's kind of stubborn me close it. They wouldn't let me close it right on that one. Then we got Time Lord. This one, the music was really, I thought the music was really neat on this game. Kind of difficult to get the pattern down like usual. The majority of games are like that. Yeah, I had to peel the label off the back because it was so bad. I said I'll just remove it. It just wasn't looking very good. This doesn't look the greatest either. It looks like a reproduction cartridge, you know, because they don't have the labels. But this is original. It was just so beat up. I just didn't like it, so I took it off. Here we go. And we'll look at it under here real quick. See if I put my hand like this or something, it kind of helps. I guess it's the angle or something, the lighting. Makes it hard. I watch back my videos and make sure everything's alright. I know that, you know, that they turned out at least, you know, the volume or whatever, you know. But this is a newer one. 1990 board. 1988 chip on there. If I could just turn it in such a way you guys could see it better without the glare. But, hopefully that turns out alright. Yeah, it's authentic. And then the final one, this one is the most popular one. This is one of those, I guess, eventually sort of valuable ones, because it was like one of the best. It's the best boxing game there is on the NES. No matter any of the other ones they made or whatever, they did a really good job with this game. It's called Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and it goes for like, you know, like $60 or something if you want a copy. This is a decent copy. I mean, when I bought it, it was dirty, but when I got it cleaned, it was about the shape you're gonna get on these because they're so old, you know, almost 40 years old. 35, 40 years old, these games. In that last video I said 30, 20, 30 plus years. Um, but yeah, I was right. It was over 30, so it was like 35, 37, 39, almost 40 years old, these games. So let's take a look at this bad boy here and see how it holds up. This is one of the again, it's one of the best games they made for the NES, I think, for boxing. So let's take a really good look at this one. Let's turn it over. Say 1987. So you know it came out around 90, 95, 96, 97. Sometimes when it says the board is this, like say is 87, meaning it came out either 86, 87, or 88. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes with the chips have it. They have that manufacturing thing where they just put them together of whatever they have. But this is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. So this is one of the best games they made for as far as boxing goes for the NES. So I mean, everybody had a go at this game, or almost everybody did at some point. It was just that popular. So there's your popular game right here. Yeah. It's seen better days, but it's in decent shape considering. I had to really clean this game though. You see these pins? See these pins and stuff? How I showed you guys in that one, and gals in that one video where how to clean them. Sometimes they're even the eraser and stuff, and the alcohol. It just makes it really hard to get it off because remember a lot of people didn't have the tools to open these to clean them the right way. And so they just stayed on there. Some, and of course everybody blew in them. Remember, everyone would stick them up to their mouth and blow in them, which the saliva would get on the pins and make more contact with the pins on the NES system, and it basically like crossed the wires basically where it would contact, and sort of electricity would run through your saliva basically to get the right contact on them so that you could play it, so it would turn on right. And that's the way it goes with them. You did everything you could as a kid. Remember, we didn't have those tools to open them. Even with those cleaning cards, you can buy like a cleaning kit. It had those cleaning cards where you could just put them, make a card and on each side here. When you look in here, you can't really clean all of it. You can't push on it the way you need to push on it. So you had to open them up to get further in, and clean even further in. We were cleaning basically when you were doing it. You were kind of cleaning the sides, like right in here. My nails are. You in order to do all of it, you had to have a pressure. You had to put pressure on it, and in those cases, and most of the time, even with the cleaning card, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough to clean them, and you thought they were clean and they weren't. And then another thing is when you look at the back of this, it says, "Do not store in extreme temperatures. Do not immerse in water," which is that would be you spitting or blowing in the cartridge with your saliva on it. made contact with the electricity better. Do not clean with benzene, thinner, alcohol, or other such solvents, but yet we clean with alcohol. There's the rubbing alcohol, and there's the other type, isopro or whatever it's called. The higher proof, the better. 99% is the best one, but I usually have like 91 or 92 or something like that. But you want to stay in the 90s because of the water content that's in the alcohol. It corrodes it, so you want to be up there at the highest that you can with the alcohol. But even though that it says do not clean with thin or alcohol or such solvents, we're doing that. We have to. It's the only way to clean them, and you could use that metal stuff, which is a solvent, a thinner or whatever, a benzene. They're chemicals, but the alcohol, isopropyl whatever alcohol, that's what everyone uses. So this caution label is more like a grain of salt. Take it as whatever, if you want to obey it or not, because you're not going to obey it. If you want to clean it right, you got to do it. But but anyway, even a warning label tells you not to clean it with what we clean it with. So, but anyway, that's Punch Out, and that's like one of the more expensive games that I have. I got it really cheap though. Okay, so that's 5 games. Punch Out, Time Lord, Adventures of Dino and Riki. Skykid and Commando. I had to read it. I couldn't read the label. Another episode down of episode 7. So I'll be putting 6 and 7 up today. Getting 2 videos up. That's pretty good. But yeah, like I said about that Punch Out, it was they did a really good job on that game, considering they didn't have very much memory in these chips to make these games. It was like Zeldas, they did a really good job on those Zeldas too. Zelda 2 was a really difficult one for me. Well, both of them were. But I have both those. They're gold. They're the gold cartridges. I'll get to them. I'll show you the batteries in them, and the chipboards had batteries for memory on those. As time goes on, I've got a few stacks of games left. So a lot of the games that I haven't done are the better ones. I thought were more favorite ones, popular ones. Like the Marios. I got the Marios. I played those Marios and back in the day, and I was really good at it. Today I tried playing these games, those old school, they call them vintage games now, and it was just so hard to play them now. I think it's because I'm not used to the joystick is one of the main reasons. So I don't play that joystick, anymore. Really, I just play them here and there. One of the main reasons why I also have the NES, because my original NES, I sold it or back in the day, and I got rid of everything, and moved forward, moved on in life. Good things, bad things happened to me, so I had to get rid of it. But anyway, I got the NES system and ended up getting 2 of them apparently. was blessed with 2 of them instead of just 1. Yeah, so I was saying about the NES systems, and where the reason why I have them now is because I got them. One of them I got to sell, and it was broken on one part, and I felt like painting it, and then I kind of messed the painting up on that one. The other one, the first one I got, was mainly to get these old vintage NES games and sell them on eBay. Was originally why I got the NES system. So that's probably why I'm not that great at it, because I mainly just got it to try for a business, to make a little money. But like I said, Nintendo Switch store that they have for the Nintendo Switch, they got a majority of these games free, so a lot of people aren't gonna buy them. Unless it's the popular one, like Punch Out. This one is very, very popular. It's expensive. If you don't find one that you get a deal on it or whatever. I got that one, not for very much. And then what? A few weeks later, when they had another copy in, it was like 10 times, 5 times as much as what I paid for it. So I got a really good deal on it, because I guess they didn't know that it had that value. And so I got lucky on that, or blessed with that. But anyway, long saying short here. I know I'm just talking away here. But thanks for watching these videos. It really helps if you can subscribe and push like. It really will help keep the videos going. Finding other content will be kind of challenging if I don't get the support that I need to continue these videos on YouTube. And so it will really help me if you subscribe. But it's up to you guys and gals to do that, to help me continue this. But it's only been a short time since I started these videos, so I figured you have to do quite a few videos to get the subscriptions up there, like all the popular ones that are actually making profit, making money. The donation button on my main page just takes you to PayPal to donate some money to help me get other stuff to view on the camera here for the videos, to make videos on. It has nothing really to do with YouTube, as in the sense of YouTube doing advertisements and stuff, because like I said, you have in one of my videos I explained you won't profit on YouTube directly until you hit the first tier, and I've explained that. But just a kind of a summary is that before you need at least 500 to 1,000 subscribers to get started on making any money on YouTube itself, because of advertisements and sponsors and stuff like that. And I only have like four subs or subscribers, so yeah, it's probably not going to happen for quite a while, if it happens, unless my channel blows up, as they say, where I just become just suddenly really popular, to get that many. But the donation has nothing really to do with YouTube. It's just a private thing to kind of like cheer me on, and to make a little money to go buy some more products or stuff to do videos on. It's all it really is. And and then I have my eBay on there as well. So if you would like to buy something over there, that'd be nice too. But like I said, you don't have to do it. It's just every little bit will help me get going on this. If you choose to. It's the community that decides all this, people. If people don't like my videos and stuff like that, and then it just depends on how many that don't. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep going at it for a while, regardless whether I get donations or not, or very many subscribers or anything. I'm still gonna do it for a while. I'm kind of liking it, a little bit. It's different from the things that I've been doing, so I'll do it as much as I feel interested in it, and it's interesting. It's like listening when I watch my own videos. I listen to my voice. It's like, that's my voice? I didn't know that. Wow. So I didn't even, you're not used to hearing yourself talk. So that was interesting, kind of a new experience for me, because I don't listen to my own voice. When you talk to yourself, you hear it, you perceive it a certain way. But when you record it and listen to your voice, it's totally different. You know what I mean? And just to hear what everyone else hears, instead of what you hear, with your own ears, listening to your own voice, without it being recorded. So it's like two views of what you sound like. So it's kind of interesting, to hear that my voice. That's my voice. It's like, really? No, that can't be my voice. That can't be my voice. But it is my voice, I guess. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and I've got a few more episodes coming on this. Probably, like I said, this would be like the 7th one, so probably 15 or 20. Like I said, it'll probably be, or give or take. It could be a little more. It could be somewhere right in there, because I am running out of NES games to share with you. So, but until next time, thanks for listening.